Hi, my lovely people. Y'all, happy Sunday. Let me just start off by saying happy Sunday to everyone and letting y'all know that it is a beautiful day. And when I tell you we don't get very many beautiful days here, especially this time of year, honey, it might be snowing and sleeting here where I live. But we got an 80-degree day, so I'm going to sit on the porch and I'm going to talk. I'm going to let Rocket run. I'm going to talk to my folks. So if you hear some birds are chirping or some cars are going, oh, well, we going to keep this thing a rocking, okay? Also, Section 107 fair use allows us to talk about it. So that's what we are here to do. Please don't go out of your way to dislike anybody we talk about in this video. It is for entertainment and reaction purposes only. It is my opinion and my opinion only. And sometimes it's y'all's too, because we all here to talk about it, right? So, y'all, where do we start? That is the big question. Where do we start? The theme is, are you serious? So we'll start with Jasmine, right? We don't really talk about Jasmine over here. She don't really do much for the channel, but all my day ones, we still kind of like to check in with her, right? When she's got some things going on. So I went over there and I took a look, right? And she's over there and she makes a video. And this is the first thing that I'm going to say. She always makes a video saying after a breakup, during this breakup time, during this heartache. We know Chris is gone. It's been months upon months upon months. Yes, you may have a broken heart. Yes, you may be sad, but breakups don't do people like this. I mean, she just did a video saying that she was not able to co parent since the breakup. Now, come on. Now, come on now, wait a minute, come on. One thing is for sure. No matter whether you with somebody or not with somebody, don't nobody change your life that much unless you are a weak person and put your all into someone. And in this instance, we know Jasmine is weak. She puts it all into her friendships with Chrissy and Liv. She was just so obsessed. She was dressing like him, acting like him, hanging out with him, just very obsessed with him. Same way that she does her relationships with her men, right? She gets so bent out of shape, all right? Chris left and she was so bent out of shape. You mean that you can't co-parent with another man because you've been out of shape? You think that because he called you on your so-called day off where you're not supposed to have your children and asked you to go pick your child up who was hitting on his teacher, that was too much for you, right? Because you're a content creator. You have stuff to do. Girl, all you do is go to the gym all day and talk about Chris all day, something that you could do at any given time. They do have, after school watch at the YMCA, before school watch, and during your workout watch. You could drop those kids off at any time that the YMCA is open and go and do what you got to do. But number one, for you to get on here and talk about Aiden was hitting his teacher, but the main thing that you focused on was that it was your day off and they don't take your job serious. That just showed what kind of person you truly are, right? That showed us that you were a numbnut, that you were a low blow person. I wouldn't care what I was doing. Do you know how many parents have to get off of work and go get their child that may be sick or may be tired or may have gotten injured or got into something at school? Girl, be happy that you have a job where you can make money at home and you don't really have to do anything or live by a schedule. You and Peach are two people that really get on my nerve with this. I'm a content creator and that's a job. Girl, you over here dropping your kids off in daycare and school, and that's when you want to have your free time. And 90% of the time, Philip has them. So you don't make any sense. Then you get out here and you tell all your business. Oh, well, Aiden was hitting his teacher at school. Why do you always have to disclose that kind of stuff? Especially when you already know that people think certain things about Aiden, right? We already know that he is struggling mentally and emotionally. Then you get out here and you add layers to what you want people to talk about. Oh, he was hitting someone. Girl, you didn't have to say none of that. You could have made a whole different video and went a whole different way with this scenario. But it's you that overtalks, overindulges, and gives all your business. Then you sit here and wonder why people laugh at you. They're laughing at you because you're funny, right? Because the things that you do don't make any kind of common sense whatsoever. It is terrible, it is rude, and it is disgusting. Also, being a content creator does not mean that you have to live and abide by a certain schedule. That's the whole thing about mommy blogging. You're supposed to be vlogging your life. Instead of sitting here making a video complaining, why didn't you go out and vlog the fact that, hey, Aiden had a bad day at school, but this is what I'm going to do to try to help him through it. I'm going to talk to his teachers. I'm going to apologize. There's a vlog right there. But no, you would rather complain. Just like you think that they don't take your job serious because they don't want to be on film all the time. They don't want to be at birthday parties having a good time talking amongst friends and family and be on your channel when your channel and you are a joke. Like, girl, you really need to snap out of it and start to look at yourself because you are a big clown out here on these streets. And it is awful. And I do mean awful. But y'all, we don't talk about Jasmine much, and there ain't much more to say because she's annoying. So I'm going to switch gears real quick, right? We're going to talk about Nika for a second, right? We're going to talk about Nika. We're going to talk about the fact that Nika really, really thinks that doing this little short series of answering these questions or answering these comments that people leave are doing something, right? They're just making her look good. And girl, it really just exposes that you are not only mentally challenged, but you got some hooked on phonics, some you need to go and get some help. You need to go find a GED. You need to go find a specialist. When you answer these questions, it make you look dumb as a box of rocks, right? Number one, they're asking you about the trash in your car, right? You're supposedly living in a two-bedroom duplex. They don't have a trash can anywhere. Like, you can't afford $8 a month for trash pickup. You can't afford for them to bring you one of those cans that they pick up every other week and it costs like $8 or $9 a month to rent. Rather, you would pile up all of this leaky, nasty trash, which you put in Dollar Tree bags, right? That bust and break and leak and sack and ugh. And you would rather have your children sit on top of that in the heat, smelling it, eating, not washing their hands, going to the dump. I mean, you would rather that to happen, and you think that that is okay, right? You think, well, the trash has to get out. Well, then somebody need to go and put you in a hefty bag and roll you onto the curb because, honey, that trash needs to be taken out. Also, the hypocrisy, y'all, of allowing her children to answer these comments, it really has my heart broken for these kids. You have a child that is on there that's probably about 12 years old, and she has beads in her hair looks ratty, tatty, matted, and everything else. And you have her answering a question of, why does your mom allow your hair to be matted? And her answer is, mad at my sister does my hair. And then it's like, oh God, it's so ironic. The fact that she's sitting on here with beads that she's had in her hair for about 30 years, right? And it's matted and it's dry and it's got lint and it's got dirt all piled up in it. And she's saying, but my sister does my hair. Your sister does your hair like a 5-year old. Those beads and all of that is played out at your age. You need a silk press. You need something to be combed out. You need something to be moisturized. Also, then you allow them to answer questions that has to do with a lot of personal things and people saying bad things about you. Why would you want your children to go down on self-esteem when they barely have any now, just to make you feel better? And it's ridiculous. Also, for you to say, oh, well, my boy's hair, I'm mad at because guess what, y'all? I'm letting it grow out. Matted hair has nothing to do with letting hair grow out. You can go get a pick, you can go get some grease, you can go get some conditioner. Just because your hair is growing out does not mean that it needs to sit on your head like a bird's nest and everything just collect in it, the fuzz, the dirt, the chips, the crumbs, the little Caesar pieces, all in them kids' hair. It is nasty and it is disgusting. At this point, keep them off camera. Oh, you want them to be on here answering questions. Oh, but we're happy. We're so happy. Yes, let me tell you something. Your children probably think they're happy because they don't know any better. There's a difference between knowing better and doing better. And your children don't know any better than you, Nika. They don't. They don't know anything other than what you teach them. So when they get home and they have pizza waiting and juice and snacks, they think that's a good day because typically they drinking faucet water and they eating crumbs off the floor. So if you don't know better, you can't do better. They're truly not happy. If they ever, right, make a friend to where they can stay the night at a friend's house, they're going to have a big reality check because they're going to walk into a friend's house that has furniture, a friend that has their own bed, a friend that has their own room, a friend that has their own hygiene products. Then they're going to get a reality check of, oh my God, we're living terribly. And that is going to be the breaker. Also, I don't believe that the children are happy whatsoever. I think it's just something that she practices with them to say on camera. They're walking around with all these cell phones. No one has service. No one has signal. When they're at home and they're on Wi-Fi, they can play games and they can share Roblox gift cards. But other than that, they have nothing. When they go and they sit down at Keisha's house for dinner, when you say, oh, I cook and they play over it, they were slamming. They were asking for seconds. They were asking for thirds. And that's because they got to see a different side than other than living in the low income mindset that you continue to put them in. If they only knew exactly what you do when they're at school, that you and Nia ride around and eat all day and have a good time, and that y'all play and laugh and have all of this, but when they get out, they have to share a 5-piece chicken nugget and a small fry amongst all of them. I'd be feeling some type of way. So I'm going to tell you, keep your kids off the camera. Keep your kids from answering these comments. If I was you, I wouldn't even answer the comments. That's how terrible you sound. You are so slow. I don't know what a good mom is, but I'm a good mom. What? Girl, make it make sense. And then you're sitting over there riding around after y'all dump out that nasty, hot, flaming trash with your whole roof hanging down in the back. And then y'all go to McDonald's and y'all sit there and eat and play with food. Ain't nobody put no hand sanitizer on. Ain't nobody wash their hands, their ass, their back, their neck, they nothing. And you think that is cute. You sitting over there with them city trim bras on with your thing swinging, dangling, looking like Swiffers, a cleavage all crooked and everything else, but you think it's cute. Well, I'll tell you what, none of this is cute. This is sad, okay? This is what I tell y'all. When I watch Nika, I really feel bad for these children. There is no one right now that is failing them more than their own mother. Whew. When I tell y'all, baby, we can't make it up, so we got to keep it pushing, okay? We got a lot to talk about, so we're going to change gears. Huh. For the love of money, they will rob their own brother. For the love of money. You know that song. Y'all know that song, right? That old school song, the way it goes. At this point, the love of money has Peach over there living like she is really in her, what did they label it on? Amazon urban fiction novel. Like, girl, that's where your book is falling at. The urban fiction novel, like, that's what really is in, because that's what you are, right? The perfect word instead of using ghetto is urban. That's what that's what Amazon switched it to. They said we want to say it's ghetto trash. We want to tell people not to buy it. But hey, she put it on here and we get a commission, so we'll smack urban on there. And everything about you is urban, aka ghetto, aka trifling. When I tell y'all, baby, I woke up on this Sunday morning to see this woman over here dancing, right? And she's breaking it down and she's doing everything else. I'm gonna tell y'all something. When you wear these some leggings or spandex materials, when you drop it low, you can see straight through them. She was down here popping that stomach, dropping it low, trying to find some money while she was picking it up, and had all her skin showing, the flap of her belly, the flap of her, you know what? And it just looked like something was like smell-o-vision, right? I just felt like I was getting a whiff of something, but I wasn't sure what it was and when it was going to come through the window. It was disgusting. Also, you say, well, what are you doing up on Sunday, right? Dancing like this. Because I'm happy. You ain't happy. Well, on Sunday, girl, put you on some yo clean. I'm clean. I'm clean. Why you ain't listening to your affirmations? It's Sunday. Why ain't you out here doing something other than what you are doing? Going and filming in public places where you look a hot mess is not conducive to the public or to your health. It was terrible. Looking at her doing the splits, looking at all this. This is why my husband gave me 7 kids. If you have to get on here and you have to label a video of, this is me reminding my husband, okay, of why I gave him 7 children, or why he wanted 7 children, however she wants to put it. Then you also make a video, right, saying my husband better get me something for my birthday, okay? First off, that is so much to unpack. Let's just start number one. My husband, this is why he gave me 7 kids. If your dancing is why your husband gave you 7 kids, honey, then that's why he don't want no more with you. I'm sorry. But it's not the dancing. It was the Remy Martin that got those 7 children. He doesn't want any more with you. He is sitting there listening to you sing and dance, and he doesn't care anymore. If a man cared about you, honey, I got to give you a little tip. If he truly loved you and cared about you, he would want you to always put your best foot forward. That means half that stuff you wear at the house, he'd be like, no, I don't want to be caught with you in that. I don't think that flatters your body. I don't think that's something you should wear. I want you to look better and I want you to do better. He doesn't care what you do. He wouldn't care if you went out here and had 50 men. As long as that check comes in every month and it clears on his channel and your channel, he does not care. You need to take a look at that. And you also need to take a look at, if he didn't buy you nothing from your previous birthdays, then he didn't care then. So making these dance videos thinking that that's going to get you a gift or that's going to get you something, all it does is get you internet attention. And that's what you want. I'm going to tell y'all. The other day, a subscriber sent me a video of Gregory McKay dancing at school. And I'm going to tell y'all now, I'm going to do something in members about this because I don't want to talk about it. I know that we be dragging Peach a bit, right? But I don't believe in dragging children. I was looking at that video and then I looked at the comments. Y'all, these comments that be under some of this boy's dancing videos, they really blow my mind. I don't know what adult writes that under children's videos. I'm going to say a disclaimer right now that I don't agree with that. But they were down there talking to all this smack slow bus and they were saying how they were gonna dox him and tell the location. I mean, it was y'all just take a look, okay? We'll do something in members about it. But the fact that you continue to let your child get on social media and be bullied and be dragged and be dogged, they were dogging her out in his comments. I mean, it was terrible. It made me feel so bad that I wondered in my head, why does she not take him off this platform? Maybe you should just stick to YouTube because over there on Instagram, they are eating him up, chewing him up, and spitting him out. It is awful. I mean, God awful. And it made me feel so bad for this young man because the first thing I thought was, wow, how can he even deal with this? But then I look at his mother who does the same thing. And once again, just like we said with Nika, it's not about what they do, it's about what people think is normal. And then Gregory probably thinks that it's normal, that this is how you're supposed to make your money to live. This is how you're supposed to act. This is how you're supposed to dance. I mean, y'all, this is getting way too far. If y'all haven't looked at some of them comments on some of the things he posts on Instagram, I do tell you guys to go look because it is sad and it is nasty. But he's copying right off his mama, right? He wants to get down and he wants to boogie and he wants to do everything else. And he thinks that is cute. And it's really not. It's really, really delusional and it's really, really sad. And the fact that Peach continues to do this out in public once again shows that she has no respect for herself, her family, or anyone around her. Now, y'all, I know this was a lot. I know it was a lot. I threw a lot at y'all, but we still doing it, right? We still kicking it out here on this beautiful day. I just want to first off say thank you guys for all being here. I want to continue to talk about this tomorrow when we go live, but I wanted to get out here and give y'all kind of a long video so that we could talk because the delusion is real out here on these YouTube streets. Peach, we already know. Honey, I want you to see you go back to Popeyes. That's what I want to see you do. Oh, that's messy, but I want to see you go back to Popeyes. That's what I want to see. But when it comes to these three women, I mean, y'all, I this can't be serious. I can't take them serious at all. But I thank y'all for being here. I'ma see y'all in the comments below. And I thank y'all. Y'all have y'all, when I tell y'all, a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy yourself. Get out, do something that you love. Get you some fresh air, whatever the case may be. But I will see you guys later.